Anybody up for some Trick Room? Hello, YouTube. This is Chriz Maniac, and I'm here to bring you another Pokemon XY Wi-Fi battle. In case you haven't caught me saying this earlier, I'm uploading only once per 2 days now because I am so busy with university. Oh my goodness, when university gets intense, it gets intense. Anyways, this battle is against Bolt, and we have OU teams right here. His team looks like a pretty standard OU team, except for that Gallade, which is like kind of random because it's an RU. And right here, I have my pretty random team too. I basically have 4 attacking things and a defensive wall, which is my Fortress, and my specially defensive wall, which is my Goodra. And the point of this team is to make the opposing team weaker, and then my Reuniclus just sweeps the Trick Room, or my Sharpedo sweeps with Protect and like crunch in like Waterfall and stuff. Or my Aerodactyl is really fast. It sweeps with all any of its coverage moves. Anyways, lead off with my Goodra, and ends up being a Splecty to lead off, and I can flamethrower it. But he leads off with his Gallade, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to stay in versus the Gallade, and because it might close combat me. So like I bring out Stall just to like wall this thing, and he goes for the Swords Dance on my switch, and I'm like, whoa, this is deadly. This Gallade can get really scary, really dangerous, real fast. And look at this close combat. It does like almost 100% to my Fortress, and that's a Fortress with max defense and max HP. That's insane. So I just set up my Stealth Rocks just so because like he doesn't have any way to spin them away, and I'm just sacking off my Fortress over here. My Fortress is just doing what he does best: Rapid Spinning, Stealth Rocking, and being KO fodder for Pokemon like Gallades. So down goes my Fortress. Anyways, the next Pokemon that I bring in is my Mega for this team, and it's not Mega Alakazam, it's Mega Aerodactyl. Mega Aerodactyl is so good. I don't know why it's in UU in Pokemon Showdown, because even in OU it does so well. Revenge killing everything with its coverage moves. It could 2-hit KO Gliscor with the Ice Fang. It could like 3-hit KO on Skarmory with Thunder Fang. And that's his main counters right there. Anyways, so this Gallade is a -2 defense now because it used close combat twice. And I just finished it off with Iron Head crit. And that crit didn't matter because he was at -2, and that would have I would have knocked him out regardless. Whether it was a crit or not. Anyways, I think I'm Slucky. I don't want to get Thunder Waved or anything, or Swaggered, so I switch over there, and I bring in Cassie, my Goodra, so I could flamethrower it. He goes for Thunder Wave as expected, and that doesn't really affect my Goodra because Goodra's really slow unless I get that annoying full paralysis. There you go. So he foul plays me, doesn't really matter much because I am a special attacker, I don't have much attack, and that attack doesn't really do much to me. I go for the flamethrower, it does a lot to Klefki, does like 60%, and with the Sunny Day that he sets up, that tells me that he is a Sun team, and something in this team is going to benefit from a Sun. And I could hit him up with a really hard hitting flamethrower next turn, even though he resists that move. Anyways, he goes for the foul play again, and I get paralyzed twice. That's so damn annoying. What the heck? So in comes this Gastrodon, and even though if I am boosted by Sun, my flamethrower won't do much to this thing because it's a freaking Gastrodon. Anyways, I go for a Thunderbolt, just switching out my moves, expecting something else to come in. But in comes Gastrodon. I can't really do much versus this thing. And if I pack the power up on my Goodra, which I don't, I would have been able to stay in and like hit this thing really hard. Anyways, I bring in Alan right here, and he goes for a Stockpile. That doesn't really matter. Because I can hit him up with an Energy Ball and do so much damage to that, what's it called again? Gastrodon. And yeah, even though he has that Stockpile, he won't be taking that really that well. Anyways, this comes this Manibuzz, and I'm playing no games right here. I'm not overprotecting or anything. I just go for the Energy Ball, just hitting the Manibuzz on the switch. It doesn't really do much to it because he's a freaking Manibuzz, and he resists it. So he heals off with his leftovers, and he could foul play me, and I really want to retain my stash. But then again, I just want to get damage in this Manibuzz because Manibuzz really could get really annoying. Anyways, he goes for a Defog, just taking away my rocks, and that sucks for me. But now I can KO him with another Focus Blast if he chooses to stay in next turn, which he probably won't. So right here, I switch out right here. Actually, yeah, I go for a switch out, and I bring in Cassie, and because I might miss a Focus Blast, and that would suck. So he goes for the Roost right here, and I can threaten him out with Thunderbolt, and I'm expecting that Gastrodon to come in next turn. So he got like all the way up to full HP, like nothing's happening to him, and he got the rocks away. So that is a very good deal, a very good trade-off right there. I really didn't do much to this Mandibuzz. That really sucks. Anyways, with the Sun Up, I could just go for the Flamethrower, and it doesn't really do much to this Mandibuzz, except it gets a burn, and that's awesome because now this Mandibuzz's leftovers would be negated by this burn, and I could hit it up with another move next turn and possibly KO it. And if he goes for the Roost, then he is going to experience a lot of pressure from my Guja because he is burnt. And yeah, having burn on your Pokemon is not that well. It's not that good. Anyways, to go for Dragon Balls right here, just taking the damage on him, just taking away his Roost recovery, and just trying to do as much damage as to him as he can until like he either gets KO'd or he switches out. So he goes for the Roost again, just being very what's it called? Okay, I can't find the right word, damn. But I go for a Thunderbolt right here, and that's a neutral attack because he went for the Roost, and he is just a Dark type when he went for the Roost because it takes away his Flying typing, and that sucks. I should have just kept spamming Dragon Pulses. Anyways, I switch out right here, and expecting him to switch out, and I bring in Daxter just so I could hit him up with a really hard-hitting move, which is Ice Fang or Thunder Fang. He actually goes for a Foul Play right here. That sucks because now my that did a lot of damage to my Aerodactyl, and I was expecting him to switch out right there, but now he switches out, and in comes his Gastrodon, and that thing fully walls my my Aerodactyl because I only have Iron Head, Ice Fang, what should I go for right now? Thunder Fang and Stone Edge, and he resists most of my moves right there, and Ice Fang does really nothing to Gastrodon, so I switch out right there, and I bring in my Cassie once again just so I can stack off this guy. Or girl rather, and I could hit him up with a Dragon Pulse and do as much damage to him as possible, and possibly take him out next turn if he chooses to stay in with the Energy Ball from my Alakazam. So that's the time right now. He is healing more with his leftovers, being like an annoying slug that stockpiles. Oh man, I hate Gashadon. I hate stuff that stalls me out. I prefer really fast-paced battles, and that's more of my style, you know. Anyways, to go for a Dragon Pulse, and I heard anything that's Gastrodon, and this Gastrodon is looking to be a real like annoyance right now because I can't really do much to this thing. I can't like roar it out or face it out, and I'm hoping to do like a lot more damage to this thing. And that's why I bring him Alakazam right here, so I can get a ×4 ultra effective Energy Ball on this Gastrodon. And I'm hoping to scare him out too because I want this Gastrodon out of the way. But he chooses to stay in here, and I'm hoping to knock him out with his Energy Ball, but he doesn't. He hangs on with his Gastrodon. And he goes for another stockpile, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's great. That works out for me. I can just knock him out next turn with another Energy Ball or another move because I'm expecting him to switch out right now. So this Gastrodon is pretty much useless right now because I can just knock it out with any of my Pokemon because it's at red health. And in comes this Klefki, which is going to take my incoming Focus Blast, and I'm going to knock out that Klefki for actually I'm not gonna knock it out. So that Klefki really survives, and that Klefki looks like to be a special wall because a Focus Blast from my Alakazam would do a lot to it. Anyways, I'm expecting him to Thunder Wave again, so I bring him in Cassie again just so I could hit him with a move if I survive this. But I don't survive that Foul Play, and that's annoying. So yeah, that goes my Guja, and I bring him a Spongerino, my Reuniclus. And now my Reuniclus is my start of the show because now I can start wrecking stuff with Trick Room. And Trick Room really destroys OU teams because a lot of OU Pokemon, they're fast, frail, and get hit really hard by Reuniclus's cover moves, or rather coverage moves. There you go. So I go for Slash Shock right here, and now is the time to start wrecking with my Reuniclus because a whole bunch of his Pokemon will get hit really hard with any of Reuniclus's coverage moves. Anyways, in comes Cerebrus, his Houndoom, and Houndoom is hoping to possibly get a Focus Miss, and like I won't knock him out, and he can destroy me with a Dark Pulse. But I get number one, I can take one Dark Pulse, and number two, I hit this Focus Blast. So this Houndoom is totally annihilated, destroyed, vaporized by this concentrated blast of energy, and down goes the Houndoom. His Mega get down just like that. In comes Gastrodon, this thing that was wallowing me earlier, and then go for a Side Shock that's boosted by Life Orb, max special attack, modest, and it goes down just like that, and down goes Gastrodon. So Reuniclus is really showing off its power right now, its destruction. In comes the next victim of Reuniclus' sweep, and that is his Venusaur, but he switches out right here into his Mandibuzz, expecting a Slash Shock. So he's basically just trying to outstall my Trick Room turns. But right here starts like a very stally part of the match. I fast forward this part just because it's stally. So he goes for a Foul Play right here, and I go for a Trick Room once again just to get priority with my moves again because I'm faster, quote unquote, than everything in his team because Reuniclus is slow as heck. And he's burnt. I could just hit him up with constant Shadow Balls, and I don't want to miss with Focus Blast. And he got the special defense drop right there, which is awesome. And now I could pretty much force him out because he has a special defense drop, and he won't really want to stay into any one of my moves, even though it's a Shadow Ball. So I go for a Focus Blast right here. I miss, and that sucks. I would have done a lot, or even knocked that thing out. And he gets a crit on his Foul Play. So my Reuniclus is just hanging on right here. He is at half health, and he's trying as hard as possible to hit his Focus Blasts. Anyways, here comes his Venusaur, and I go for a Focus Blast again, and this one I hit, but on the wrong Pokemon, and that still does a lot of damage because it's a crit, so I guess it makes up for his crit with Foul Play earlier. But whatever, he withdraws again, just seeking to outstall my Trick Room turns with his Mandibuzz, and I go for a Shadow Ball, predicting a switch, and that does a pretty good amount to his Mandibuzz, but I don't get a special defense drop, which sucks. So, right here, I'm predicting him to Roost, and he goes for a Roost right here, and I'm like, okay, I could just hit him up with a Focus Blast, and I do hit this disconnect, and I instantly knock him out because he turns to like a pure Dark type right there because he loses his Flying type typing, and he doesn't resist the fighting move anymore, and that really destroys, annihilates his Mandibuzz. So it my Reuniclus' fun time is done. And he is now just fast asleep, and you deserve that sleep, Spongerino, because you really did a number of damage to Bolt's team. I'm sorry, Bolt, but yeah, man, your team got this annihilated by my Reuniclus. Anyways, here comes Dax there, and I'm hoping to just do preliminary damage on this what's it called, Venusaur, or possibly just sack this Aerodactyl, because my next Pokemon that's coming in is my Alakazam, and Alakazam would knock this thing out with a Side Shock, and Venusaur is his last Pokemon. So I pretty much have the game in the bag right here. So here comes Alan, and I go for a Side Shock, hoping to knock it out, and it does a lot of damage to his Venusaur, almost knocks it out. He goes for a Giga Drain, and I'm like, no, Alan, please survive, and I actually survived that, which is nice. And yeah, I can just knock him out next turn with a Side Shock, and that will be the game. So yeah, check out both channel, guys. It's in the channel description down below. I mean, it's in the video description down below. And he's a very good Pokemon battler. Me and him battle a lot, and he actually does really good narrations too. So be sure to check him out down below in the video description. So yeah, folks, I hope you enjoyed the battle. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you did, and I'll see you folks next time.